There's a specific kind of tired that has nothing to do with sleep. You know exactly what I am talking about. You work hard, you read the books, and you put in the hours while the rest of the world sleeps. And yet the breakthrough you were promised never seems to arrive. It feels as though you are driving with the emergency brake pulled tight. I am here to tell you that this is not a lack of effort. You do not have a motivation problem. You have a programming problem. Deep within the architecture of your subconscious mind, there is an outdated script running on a loop, and it is quietly sabotaging every conscious step you take toward wealth and peace. Until you rewrite that script, your empire will fall. Look at the masses around you. They are running on a treadmill of endless hustle. Society tells you to work harder, demanding that you sacrifice your peace to acquire wealth, so you push yourself to the absolute limit. You drain your energy trying to force reality to bend to your will. But forcing reality is the exact strategy of the drifter. The creator aligns. You have been fighting an invisible enemy for years, and you did not even know its name. Your exhaustion is the direct result of your conscious mind fighting your subconscious programming. It is a war you cannot win with sheer willpower alone. Your conscious mind desires abundance. It visualizes success, but your subconscious holds different blueprints. Your subconscious is a tireless contractor. It builds exactly what it is instructed to build. If your internal receiver is tuned to scarcity, it will manufacture scarcity, because it does not matter how intensely you desire wealth. The contractor only follows the deepest frequency. Right now, your brain is broadcasting a survival wave. This wave was inherited from struggle. It was programmed into you by a society that needs you to remain fearful. They want you trapped in a cycle of paying bills and feeling anxious, because a fearful mind is an obedient mind. An anxious mind cannot architect a destiny while it is constantly reacting to the chaos of the day. And that is exactly where the elite 1% want you to stay. Before we dive deeper, I want to plant a seed in your mind. There is something hidden from the public. It is something discovered not in a motivational book, but inside a classified laboratory. It is a biological secret funded by elite billionaires and verified by top-tier neuroscience. It explains the frustrating gap between your vision and your daily reality. I will reveal exactly what this is before we finish today. But first, you must understand why the financial deck was stacked against you from birth. So hold this question in your mind. What if your struggle to attract abundance is not a lack of hustle, but a dormant frequency waiting to be switched on? The elite do not want you asking that question. They profit from your endless hustle and your financial anxiety. They want you to believe that wealth is a lottery ticket or the result of grueling labor, but the truth is entirely different. Wealth is not chased. Wealth is magnetized. It is the natural byproduct of a mind operating on a specific disciplined frequency, and true wealth requires a biological receiver. When you look at the wealthiest people on earth, you do not see panic. You do not see them rushing around in a state of survival. They move with a quiet, absolute certainty. They possess an internal magnetism that literally pulls money and opportunities toward them like a vacuum. They are not smarter than you. They simply have a different biological receiver active. You have felt this imbalance for a long time. You have watched others succeed with zero apparent effort while you struggle for every inch of progress. It feels deeply unfair. It feels like a curse has been placed upon your family lineage, as if you were designed to fail from the very beginning. But I need you to listen to me closely right now. You are not cursed. The relentless stress of modern survival has forced your brain into a defensive posture. Every time you stress over a bill, your natural ability to attract abundance is pushed deeper into dormancy. The modern world is perfectly designed to keep your internal wealth magnet completely powered down. It feeds you fear, so you broadcast fear out into the universe. And the universe simply echoes that fear back to you in the form of empty bank accounts. Most people will go to their graves believing they just did not work hard enough. They will blame the economy or their boss. You are not most people. You are watching this because your spirit refuses to accept the narrative of the drifter. You are meant for absolute greatness. You feel the call to build an empire and break the generational chains of poverty. But to do that, you must stop playing the victim to your own biology. You must become the sovereign commander of your mind. You must rip out the survival script by its roots, because the gap between your current reality and the elite is just a biological block. This is not a theory, it is a law. Just like gravity, it operates whether you believe in it or not. If you step off a building, gravity will pull you down. If you broadcast a survival wave, the universe will pull you into poverty. It is a cold and mechanical process. The universe does not care how good of a person you are. It only matches your dominant frequencies. To change your reality, you must change the frequency of your internal receiver. You must wake up the dormant part of your brain that was designed to attract abundance. You must elevate the energetic signature of your dominant thoughts. And this requires a ruthless, absolute discipline. It requires you to become the mental gatekeeper of your own temple. I know you are exhausted. I know the weight of the invisible season has been heavy on your shoulders. But your exhaustion is the final signal that the old way is dead. You cannot hustle your way out of a biological trap. You cannot outwork a misprogrammed mind. You must recode it. You must demand order where there is currently chaos. The transformation begins now. You are standing at the threshold of a new reality. The days of drifting are coming to an end. We are going to dismantle the survival wave together. We are going to expose the hidden mechanics of your own brain, and we will lay the foundation for the exact frequency that commands wealth. Prepare your mind. The truth about your biology is coming. Let us begin this journey. The universe works by law and not by clock. Most men spend their lives waiting for the right time to become wealthy. They wait for the perfect economy or the lucky break. But wealth does not care about your timeline. It only responds to the absolute law of frequency. You do not get what you want in this life, you get exactly what you are. Think of it this way. The drifter complains about the storm while the creator builds a windmill. The consumer lets society dictate his thoughts. He absorbs the fear on the news and the panic of the masses. The sovereign commander refuses that poison. He stands as the fierce mental gatekeeper of his own mind. He knows that every single thought is a seed. Every action is water, and your reality is the inevitable harvest. You cannot plant seeds of anxiety and expect to harvest financial freedom because it is a strict biological impossibility. But here is the brutal truth that no one will tell you. The elite do not want you to know this. The reason the universe responds to the 1% is entirely biological. It is not because they work harder than you. It is not because they visualize better. And it certainly is not because they have stronger discipline. The secret lies deep inside the hidden architecture of your brain. There's a tiny walnut-sized region called the hippocampus. In the insanely wealthy, this region is thick and highly developed. It is constantly active. This developed hippocampus broadcasts a microscopic frequency. It acts as a powerful magnetic force. It literally pulls money and lucrative opportunities toward them like a vacuum. But for the average person, the reality is much darker. Because you were not born into an 8-figure family, you inherited a massive biological disadvantage. Science proves it today. Science calls it a shrunken hippocampus. Instead of broadcasting a wealth frequency, your brain is trapped broadcasting a survival wave. And the modern world is designed to keep it exactly that way. The endless stacks of bills and exhausting hustle culture keep you anxious. Every time you stress over money, this tiny region shrinks a little more. Your natural ability to attract abundance is pushed deeper and deeper into dormancy. This is why you can read every self-help book with zero results. You practice the law of attraction for years, but nothing changes. You are trying to manifest wealth while your internal receiver is completely powered down. You end up chasing money endlessly. Meanwhile, the elite simply let it flow to them effortlessly. It is a biological block passed down from generation to generation. It is quietly sabotaging your highest potential. Most people will go to their graves believing they just did not work hard enough. But you are not most people. You refuse to accept the life of an exhausted drifter. And remember the question I asked you to hold a few minutes ago? I asked, what if your struggle was just a dormant frequency waiting to be switched on? You are about to see that the answer is scientifically proven. It is closer than you could ever imagine. But before we get there, you need to understand the true cost of this biological suppression. When your hippocampus is shrunken, you are literally blind to opportunity. The massive financial windfalls the universe arranged for you do not arrive out of thin air. They arrive as opportunities you must recognize. A brain trapped in survival mode misses the recognition completely. The wealth is already in your path, but your internal receiver is broken. You must understand that drifting is the ultimate enemy. A wrong decision is better than no decision. The drifter stays paralyzed by fear because his brain is stuck on the survival wave. He hopes that somebody will come to save him. But nobody is coming. The universe demands that you stand up and claim your throne. You must take absolute responsibility. This is not about forced positivity. That is a toxic lie sold to the masses. You cannot just smile and expect $1 million to fall from the sky. You must maintain a cold calmness when facing adversity. You must treat every failure as mere data. The architect of destiny does not cry over a collapsed wall. He simply analyzes the math and rebuilds. But how can you remain calm when your biology is screaming in panic? How do you maintain the posture of a king when your bank account is empty? This is the great paradox that stops average men. They wait for the wealth to feel secure. But the universe demands that you feel secure before it releases the wealth. You must act as if it is already yours. You must walk and talk like a sovereign commander today. Even when the evidence of your senses tells you that you are broke, the drifter reacts to his current circumstances. The Creator dictates his future circumstances by ignoring the present illusion. But again, you cannot outwill a shrunken hippocampus. Willpower is finite, and it drains quickly. Your subconscious is running the show. If your subconscious believes you are in danger, it will shut down all creative thought. It will force you to hoard pennies instead of building empires. It will make you suspicious of every great opportunity. You will unknowingly reject the very blessings you prayed for. This is the invisible prison of the masses. To break this generational curse, you must bypass the conscious mind entirely. You must find a way to reach down into the dark architecture of your brain. You must manually force that shrunken hippocampus to wake up and expand. And you cannot do this by repeating empty affirmations in the mirror. You need a highly precise external intervention. You are an unstoppable force once you align your biology with your ambition. The 1% know this. They guard this secret carefully because they understand its power. But the wall is cracking. The truth about how to activate your internal wealth vacuum is finally bleeding out into the world, and you are standing right on the edge of it. Let us look at the paradox of modern self-help. You read the books, you attend the seminars, and you write down your goals. And yet you grow more exhausted while your bank account remains stagnant. Why does the exact same advice make one man a billionaire and another man a frustrated drifter? The answer is not in the pages of those books. The answer is found in the physical structure of your mind. Think about the titans of history like Thomas Edison or Leonardo da Vinci. They did not just hustle harder than everyone else. They spent years trying to unravel the mysteries of a specific internal brain power source. They understood that the conscious mind is limited and deeply flawed. They regularly accessed a state of deep hypnagogia. This is the twilight zone between wakefulness and sleep where true creation happens. In this state, their brain waves shifted dramatically. Their hippocampus became highly active and expanded its magnetic pull. They were not trying to think their way to success. They were downloading blueprints from the universe. But they had to spend decades mastering deep meditation to reach this state. They spent countless hours sitting in silence just to catch a glimpse of this frequency. You do not have decades to spare. You are fighting a ruthless war right now. You have bills to pay and an empire to build today. So how do you bridge this massive biological gap? Before we go any further, I have to share a breakthrough that changes everything. It is something the elite billionaires have spent vast fortunes to keep hidden from the public. They profit immensely from your endless hustle and financial anxiety. But a rogue neuroscientist formerly working on classified CIA experiments, recently leaked a shocking discovery. He and a team of top-tier researchers found a way to wake up that dormant wealth frequency. They found the exact mechanism to rapidly reverse the effects of a shrunken hippocampus. And they did not do it through decades of exhausting meditation or relentless journaling. They did not ask you to wake up at 4 in the morning to force a hustle mindset. They discovered something infinitely simpler and far more powerful. It is a precise and perfectly engineered 7-minute sound frequency. When listened to, this specific acoustic wave bypasses your conscious mind entirely. It directly stimulates that tiny 250 million-year-old region of your brain. It forces your biology to adapt instantly. 4 independent neuroscience labs have already verified this mechanism. Researchers on the campuses of Harvard and Yale are observing this exact brainwave activation right now. They found that once this frequency is heard, it forces the brain to stop broadcasting the survival wave. It immediately flips the switch on your biological ability to attract wealth. It is a completely effortless at-home ritual. Just 7 minutes a day, and the energetic shift begins the very first time you listen. I will tell you exactly what this is called before this message ends. And I will show you exactly how you can access this frequency for yourself. But first, there is one final piece of the puzzle you must understand. Stop what you are doing and listen. Truly listen to me, because this is where most people fail entirely when seeking abundance. The universe does not reward the desperate, it rewards the aligned. Even with a biological tool at your disposal, you must still maintain the identity of a creator. A restored frequency opens the massive door to abundance. But your sovereign commander mindset must still walk boldly through it. The drifter will hear about this science and dismiss it as impossible. He will crawl back into his familiar prison of stress and complain about the economy. The builder hears this science and immediately recognizes it as the missing weapon. He takes absolute dominion over his reality. You must view your brain as a biological machine. It is a powerful engine that has been running on the wrong fuel for decades. You have been pouring fear and anxiety into an engine designed for absolute certainty. No wonder it broke down and left you stranded. No wonder you feel completely exhausted. You have been operating against your own divine design. But the opposite is also wonderfully true. Once you supply the correct frequency, the machine repairs itself. It begins to hunt for wealth automatically without your conscious effort. It scans your environment for lucrative synchronicities that you previously ignored. The money was always there waiting for you. You just could not see it through the fog of survival. This is the true law of attraction. It is not magic, but pure neuroplasticity. It is the physical rewiring of your neural pathways to match the energetic signature of the 1%. They are not better than you in any way. They are simply tuned to a different channel, and you are about to change your internal channel permanently and powerfully. Say this aloud right now. I am the master of my focus. Say it until your body actually believes it. Let the vibration of these words begin to shake the foundation of your old programming. You are preparing the soil for the new seed. You are cleaning the mental temple before you install the new operating system. This is the act of a true mental gatekeeper. Do you want to taste the kind of success that makes average men uncomfortable? Then you must abandon their methods entirely. You must stop trying to hustle your way to $1 million. You must start commanding your internal frequency to pull that wealth toward you naturally. The struggle is over. The science is clear, and the era of the Creator has arrived. By the end of this chapter, you understand exactly why your hard work has not paid off. You know the hidden mechanism running in your brain right now. The survival wave is your enemy, and the shrunken hippocampus is your invisible prison. But the key to the lock has been forged. The frequency exists, and your endless wait is finally almost over. Now we make this practical. You must prepare the temple of your mind before the frequency can take root. The builder does not lay a new foundation on top of garbage. You must practice absolute cosmic housekeeping tonight. This means you ruthlessly cut out the noise of the masses. You stop consuming the fear pushed by the media. You protect your energy with a cold calmness. Do not bring the anxiety of the day into your bed. Your subconscious is a tireless contractor, and it takes its final orders right before you sleep. If you fall asleep worrying about bills, you commission a future of debt. You must act as if the empire is already built. You lie down as a sovereign commander. You claim your reality before you even close your eyes. Now comes the ultimate turning point. You have heard the law and you understand the biology. The old excuses are dead, and you can no longer play the victim. You are one decision away from absolute momentum. You must say to yourself that you are done with small thinking. You are done letting fear write the script of your life. That chapter is permanently over. The world is waiting for a disciplined thinker. It is waiting for a conscious creator who has chosen to rise above the mental noise. That man is inside of you, and it is time to wake him up. Hesitation is the death of destiny. The question I asked you to hold at the beginning of this message is ready to be answered. What if your financial struggle is just a dormant frequency? Here is your final answer. A microscopic wealth attraction frequency is naturally active in the 1%. It is driven by a thick and highly developed region of the brain called the hippocampus. Classified CIA research confirmed it. 4 independent neuroscience labs verified it. Researchers on the campuses of Harvard and Yale are observing it right now. Dr. Thomas Summers is a rogue New York City neuroscientist who formerly worked on these top-secret experiments. He refused to let elite billionaires keep this biological cheat code hidden from the middle class. He and his team spent years compressing the clinical protocol for hippocampus growth into a simple audio track. But let me tell you about 2 people who used it. Emma was a former nurse from California who felt her family was under a severe financial curse. She was exhausted and drowning in heavy debt. After just 3 days of listening to this protocol, she broke the cycle completely. She quit her job and sold her house for way over the asking price. She now travels the world on passive income and shares this abundance with her children. Michael was a former policeman in Florida who started using it to scale his struggling business. Within 5 days, he quadrupled his high-paying clients. He suddenly found himself networking with Palm Beach elites who eventually put him on television. He said the journey was almost effortlessly crazy. This rapid transformation is exactly what Dr. Summers engineered. They call it the billionaire brainwave. It is not a generic manifestation app or a cheap motivation tape. It is a highly engineered 7-minute binaural sound wave designed to directly stimulate your hippocampus. It violently pulls your brain out of dormancy. That is the entirety of the work required. 7 minutes in the morning with headphones on and your eyes closed. You do not journal endlessly. You do not repeat forced affirmations. You simply sip your morning coffee and let the precise frequency rewire your brain to receive. But the billionaire brainwave is not for everyone. It is for the chosen one who has already done the inner work. It is for the visionary who understands that their lack of wealth is a blocked biological channel. Private neuroacoustic sessions to reverse a shrunken hippocampus cost hundreds of dollars per hour in a clinical setting. Elite billionaires invest massive fortunes to access this state. What Dr. Summers leaked to the public delivers the exact same neurological shift in 7 minutes. It is available to you today for a tiny fraction of its true value. 4 powerful bonuses are included to support your new reality. You receive the Warren Buffett Pyramid to manage massive wealth. You get 7 lazy millionaire habits and an emergency quick cash manifestation audio. Finally, you receive 500 billionaire success stories to keep your mind anchored in pure abundance. But here is the deeper truth about waiting. The immense wealth and lucrative synchronicities you have been praying for are moving past you right now. They are not waiting for you to work harder. They are waiting for your frequency to match theirs. Every day of suppression is another golden opportunity that slips away. Delaying means letting your inheritance remain invisible. You must align your receiver today. Do not look for this on YouTube or Spotify. The tracks circulating under similar names on those platforms have zero binaural entrainment technology encoded. They are dangerous fakes meant to distract you. The elite billionaires want you trapped in a survival wave. The only authentic and neurologically active version is available through the official protected channel. This protocol comes with the billionaire's ironclad promise. The universe requires no financial risk from someone destined for wealth. If you do not experience a physical and undeniable increase in your wealth and luck, every penny is returned. It is an energetic exchange governed by complete trust. The official link is in the description and in the pinned comment below. The tool does not replace your ambition or your deep purpose. It simply repairs your biological receiver so the wealth you visualize can finally materialize. Abundance is your divine birthright, and the universe requires no transaction for you to deserve it. What the researchers built is just one powerful accelerator. Whether you choose that path or not, we must continue the work. A restored frequency opens the door to your new life, but your billionaire mindset must still walk through it. Those are two different things, and they are both absolutely true. Now, let us return to the strict preparation of your mind. You must be ready for the massive opportunities ahead. You did not click this video by accident today. You came here as a man exhausted by the endless drift. You were tired of playing the victim to circumstances that seemed completely out of your control. You carried the heavy weight of financial struggle on your shoulders for years. But today, you have remembered exactly who you really are. The version of you that woke up this morning is now DEAD. The drifter who complained about his lack of resources no longer exists. You are now the sovereign commander of your mental architecture. From this night forward, you will act entirely independent of outside motivation. You are a relentless builder in the invisible season. You now understand the supreme law of the universe. The universe does not respond to your tears or your endless complaints. It does not care about how many hours you sweat at a job you hate. It only reads the biological frequency you broadcast into the ether. And because you know this absolute truth, you possess an unfair advantage. You must begin practicing absolute cosmic housekeeping tonight. This means you become ruthless about what you allow into your mind. You will no longer entertain conversations about poverty or scarcity. You will cut ties with the drifters who want to drag you down to their level. You are now the ultimate mental gatekeeper of your reality. Your mind is a sacred temple, and you decide what enters the gates. When society tries to feed you panic, you will respond with cold calmness. Let the masses worry about the crumbling economy. Let them fight over the scraps left behind by the elite. You operate on a completely different plane of existence now. You will lose friends on this journey, and you must accept this truth. The drifters in your life will notice your new frequency, and it will make them deeply uncomfortable. They will call you arrogant or completely delusional. They will try to pull you back into their familiar misery because your growth exposes their laziness. You must let them go immediately, without any regret. You cannot carry dead weight up the mountain of greatness. The eagle does not apologize to the pigeons for flying high. You must embrace the temporary loneliness of the invisible season. In this silence, you will finally discover your true power. The universe clears out the wrong people to make room for the elite network you are about to attract. Every night before you sleep, you must perform your ritual. You will shut off the screens and disconnect from the noise of the world. You will sit in absolute silence and give your subconscious mind its final orders. You will instruct that tireless contractor to build an empire of wealth while your physical body rests. And when you wake up, you will not check your phone for bad news. You will rise with the absolute certainty of a king. You will walk through your day as a living magnetic force. Even if your bank account is currently empty, you will act as if the wealth is already secured. The physical evidence will soon catch up to your frequency. The universe will test your new identity almost immediately. It will throw a minor setback or a financial hurdle in your path just to see how you react. The old you would have panicked and broadcasted a massive survival wave. The new you will simply smile at the illusion. You will analyze the setback as mere data and continue moving forward. This cold calmness is the ultimate signature of the 1%. They do not react to chaos because they know they are the true creators of their reality. They dictate the terms of their existence through unwavering internal discipline, and you are now stepping into their exclusive ranks. You are claiming your rightful seat at the table. The wealth will soon arrive in the form of a sudden brilliant idea. Other times it will manifest as a random encounter with a powerful person. You will experience lucrative synchronicities that seem like pure magic to the untrained eye. But you will know the absolute and undeniable truth. You engineered every single one of those financial miracles. You are the one destined to break the financial curse of your family. For generations, your ancestors may have struggled in the dark prison of the survival wave. They worked themselves into the grave just to survive another week, but the buck absolutely stops with you today. You are the architect who rewrites the entire generational script. You will build a legacy of immense wealth and unshakable peace. Your children will inherit a frequency of abundance because you had the courage to recode your mind. This is your divine mission, and you cannot fail. The universe is actively conspiring in your favor right now. Every unseen force is aligning behind your new purpose. Before we seal this final message, I have one last reminder for you. For the visionary ready to switch their internal wealth receiver on the tool I described earlier remains accessible in the description. That is the final time I will mention it. What follows now belongs entirely to the sealing of your new billionaire mindset. The time for drifting and making excuses is permanently over. You have heard the absolute law, and you understand the biology. You now know that every excuse you have ever made was nothing but a shadow. Tonight, as you close your eyes, you must make a final binding choice. Will you return to the chaos or step into the power? If you are truly ready to command your destiny, you must seal your decision right now. You must draw a line in the sand that you will never cross again. Write your definite purpose in the comments below. Declare your fierce intention to the entire world. Let those exact words be the unshakable contract you sign with the universe tonight. You must make the definitive decision right now. Command your frequency and never apologize for the empire you are about to build. Subscribe to this channel if you walk this path of greatness. Return to this lesson every single night until your reality completely bends to your absolute will. The throne of abundance is finally yours. You must claim it right now.